KXNet.com.
Homeowners northwest of Bismarck are fed up following a commercial landfill fire Wednesday evening. It was a windy night and a thick plume of smoke could be seen for miles. Those who live near DB Waste say this is not the first scare. As Renee Cooper reports, residents living nearby say they've seen a myriad of problems for the last 15 years.
I drove up the road off 110th and saw huge clouds of black smoke, and originally had thought my house is on fire.
And I told my wife to go inside, lock everything up.
7 landowners met with me to air grievances building for well over a decade. They all live right around here, the farthest still within a mile of commercial landfill, DB Waste. They asked that their names be kept out of the story.
We've complained for years about problems with the business, problems that the county simply will not fix. Last night, with the direction of that smoke, Bismarck got hit. I think people in Bismarck should be very concerned.
A cause of the fire has not been determined. The Bismarck Rural Fire Chief says no controlled burns were called in that day, and they're not allowed on the property anyway.
I'm worried about the public health, not just of us, people in this little neighborhood. You saw where that smoke plume went. It went to town.
Diana Trussell with the Department of Environmental Quality handles permitting and inspections of North Dakota landfills.
It could be something as simple as a piece of glass in the sun hitting it. It's just pure speculation on everyone's part at this time.
Tires are a big part of what fills this landfill. According to the EPA, tires in stockpiles that catch on fire are difficult to put out, sometimes burning for months, generating unhealthy smoke and toxic oils.
It smelled like definitely something toxic burning.
Jim Semerod, who is the director of air quality at DEQ, says it's impossible to really gauge how toxic the fire was, but blacker smoke doesn't necessarily mean more toxic.
Materials that are being burned at that specific point in time, and then also Mother Nature, can really affect the toxicity. So over the course of the fire, the toxicity can vary.
Burning a tire isn't necessarily more dangerous than burning a piece of wood?
I would say that both can be very bad, depending on how poorly it's done.
Meanwhile, there's another layer to these homeowners' frustration.
25 flat tires in a year. The tire place said it's the only time that they've lost money on road hazard insurance.
From debris, correct?
From debris.
Okay.
Nails, screws, pieces of metal.
What was that coming from?
Trucks going in here, the haulers.
The homeowners are calling on DB Waste to put up a bigger fence that would keep it all in. The owner of the landfill, Dave Barth, told me that's not necessary, citing tree cover and a clean landfill. This debris was collected from quarter-mile walks this homeowner took over the course of a month or so.
They spent almost $1 million paving up here.
149.
And promises were made the truckers were going to use that.
And all DB Waste would have to do, put a sign right there. We come out of the landfill, left turn only.
Barr says he instructs his drivers to stay off of these gravel roads and use the assigned route. But ultimately, he says there's only so much he can control. These homeowners are left with several questions and a whole lot of frustration.
How come you're endangering our residents around here? Why is there no oversight? Why is there no regulation? Where are the people that are responsible?
Reporting for KX News northwest of Bismarck, Renee Cooper.
One homeowner says they took these concerns to the Burleigh County Commission 3 times since 2006, including once this year. Barth says there was a contingency plan in place for fires like this, and it was controlled in about 4 hours. There is much more of the story over on our website, KXNet.com.
And DB Waste also takes in used wind turbine blades. They also were burning in that fire. The Department of Environmental Quality says there are a few landfills around the state now taking in out of commission wind blades. The program manager says they are inert in nature, meaning if water passes over or through them, you don't have to worry about contamination. DB Waste is a commercial inert landfill, which right now she says is the best place they can recommend storing them. Worldwide discussions are being held about how to recycle those blades.
Because they do take up a lot of room, with it. They're not easy to crush, compared to the others. And so it's how do we best manage that waste stream with it. If we could find a way to recycle it, that's always going to be our preference.
Wind Energy Association 70 to 133,000 tons of wind turbine blades are going into U.S. landfills each year.
Coming up,